right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Everyday Whiskey. I'm Dan.
And I'm Mike. And this week we are doing another Willet lineup with several different Willet products.
This is our second one, right? Second time we've done the
second, third, fourth.
I feel like we just add a bottle that we haven't had, but like we haven't ever. I don't think we've ever done a review where we've done Noah's Mill.
Yes.
And we've had different segments of Bardstown and Rowan's Creek.
Yes.
But we've never done a green top rye or a purple top bourbon mixed into the review. I have TikTok reviews on the Noah's Mill, the Old Bardstown, and the Rowan's Creek. So the stipulation of the day is I'm going to be drinking them. Mike is going to review the first three, and then we're going to basically average it out based on what I scored them. We'll find a nice happy medium, and that'll be the score for the video, essentially.
Works for me.
But these two, Mike and I, will be scoring as per usual. So with that being said, let's get right into this fucking thing.
Now, Rowan's I have featured on our Instagram. Dan's have it on our TikTok. This is an all-around just great bottle to grab and just make cocktails with, to sip, to have on the rocks, to have neat.
As you can see, Mike and I thoroughly enjoy this bottle.
Yeah, it's just a great everyday whiskey. Bourbon, for those purists.
On our TikTok page, follow us on TikTok. We want to get to 1,000 followers. We're really close. We're about 15 away from 1,000.
Yep, links will be below to Instagram and TikTok.
Thank you. And if you do follow, thank you very much. So, I scored the Rowan's Creek a 7.9. And I thought that was very fair.
That is more than fair. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to come right in there. Because, again, like I said, this is my go-to summer cocktail bourbon, too. I like to make whiskey sours with it.
I just like this little malted chocolate note you get in this. Mm-hmm. And then the back end, you get these sweet cherries. It's just such a bright bourbon.
I forgot to nose it, but that's okay.
Yeah, we've nosed this a bunch. And I'm a little stuffed up, so the nosing I'm going to be doing is not going to be like...
The nose is actually extremely light. I don't know if it's just because we're getting to the end of the bottle.
I'm going to have to plug up...
It's not... I mean, dude, I'm not even getting much of a nose, and I'm not stuffed up.
It just smells like hay.
Yeah, hay and a little bit of oak, traditional bourbon. Wood. And then the profile is that of a classic bourbon. You know, a little oaky. Little, there's not much to it. I mean, it's a great...
There's a lot more milk chocolate than I remember, though.
A little bit. That's actually a great description. Milk chocolate. It doesn't taste like your typical cocoa or dark chocolate. It's like a milky chocolate taste.
It's got some air to it.
So my brief analysis of the profile, I'm going to go with chocolate, like you said. Yeah. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of toffee, and that rhymes. And then, toffee, what else was I getting on the end of that? A little bit of coffee, a little bit of toffee, a little bit of chocolate, and then, creamy. It finishes a bit creamy. A little bit.
Creamy.
Yeah. Overall, it's a fantastic, again, mixer, sipper, however you want to do it.
Do what you want with it.
Cocktail plug. Just mix this with agave syrup and fresh squeezed lemon juice.
Your whiskey sour
and recipe. You got a nice, neat whiskey sour. It's delicious.
Right. What's your score?
I'm going 7.5.
All right, so we'll go 7.7.
Yep.
So 7.7 on the Rowan's Creek. Ding.
Perfect.
All right, next up, we have a bottle that not many people, I feel like not a lot of people actually know is Willet, and it's the Old Bardstown line. And it is one of the ones that always sneaks under the radar.
It does. I feel like this one and Johnny Drum are the most, are the two most unrecognizable ones. Yeah.
And this is in the Johnny Drum bottle. Johnny Drum has the nice vintage label on it, because Johnny Drum was one of the original Willet brands. Mm-hmm. And one of the original Kentucky, I guess when the bourbon boom happened in 30s, 40s, 50s, and then 60s you started seeing blended whiskeys and clear liquors really starting to take over. But in the 40s and 50s, Johnny Drum was a massive brand.
It was.
But yeah, Old Bardstown. So off the back, I'll say I personally am not a fan of this bottle. I really think it's one that Willet probably could do without.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6.2.
Mm-hmm. Again, with the nose is very similar to the Rowan's.
It's a little. Yeah. This one has a little more. I guess not flavor, but it's got a little more backbone to it. You smell the spice a little bit more up the back.
It does, but all in all, it's very similar. Light nose, nothing crazy.
And this is just there's.
Oh, this is dry.
It's very dry, but it's up front, so it's not it's not a pleasurable experience for me personally.
No, dry.
But it's dry and you get all that spice up front, little hay, and then nothing.
Yeah, it just
absolutely
falls off.
Nothing. Like you might as well drink water.
It's like a really clean finish. It just goes away.
So like you want to go with the term smooth, like this is like got a punch up front.
It does.
And then it just completely falls off, and then you get like kind of a late kick.
Yeah.
In your chest.
It's like it's segmented. It's like Dan said. Burns, then nothing, then you feel it a little bit, and then nothing again. All around, I'm just gonna go with a flat 6 on this one.
All right, so we'll go with a 6.1.
Okay.
So 6.1 out of 10 on the Old Bardstown. You know, dumb close. All right. Yeah. So Old Bardstown, not a fan of it. I don't know too many retailers in New Jersey that really do sell it with any success, and it's just mainly for the fact that like it's about $10 cheaper than Johnny Drum.
Yeah.
Both are 101 proof. Both are the same mash bill. Just the Old Bardstown is, I believe, it's just lesser aged liquid.
I think so.
Because with the Johnny Drum, you taste potpourri and allspice and cinnamon and baking.
Yeah,
and
spend
baking
the extra
spices.
money and just get the drum. Jump right up to Johnny Drum. Skip over this.
And we don't have Johnny Drum here, mainly for the fact that I drank my bottle and it's gone, and that's really kind of it.
And I actually don't have a bottle of Johnny Drum.
So we'll have to
we've done it. We've done a review on it.
Yeah, we've done it before. All right, next. Noah's Mill.
This one, I believe, is one of your favorites out of the lower tier lineup, correct?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite, one of my favorite, everyday bottles you can always find at most liquor stores.
Yeah, I don't.
So the Noah's Mill.
I don't think I've ever seen Noah's or Rowan's out of stock. They're not hard to find.
And these are the first 3 are all small batches. There's no single barrel to this. They're all small batch blends. Sorry, I don't know why I was stuttering over that in my brain. So I gave the Noah's Mill an 8.3.
Okay, that's what I thought. I always knew you liked this one over the Rowan's.
And Noah's Mill goes for about $60 a bottle. Bardstown is around $40. Rowan's Creek's around $55.
Yeah.
So for $60 a bottle here, it's also 116 proof. So your proof is really high for a bottle that you can grab every day on the shelf. Yeah. The only other bottle that's kind of close to that would be Old Forester 1920. Mm-hmm. That's regularly produced at a high proof like that.
So on the nose, I get a lot of hay and caramel.
I get caramel, hay, and then I get a little bit of dark fruit tones.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a little stuffed up right now, so it's kind of hard to pick things apart. I just know with this nose, and then the palate is the opposite of the nose. Mm-hmm. And then it's cinnamon. It's a massive cinnamon bomb. So there is such a there's a term called a diurnal flux in wine. Uh-huh. It's the high temperature to low temperature in a region. If there could be a diurnal flux of nose to palate difference, that's what this is. It is night and day.
It's very spicy.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
But well spiced. It's got a good rounded sweetness to the spice though.
A little bit of cardamom, nutmeg. It's almost reminiscent
Nutmeg is a really good way to say it. Nutmeg is a very good way to say it. It's almost got rye.
That's exactly what it's almost reminiscent of a rye. The way the spices come through on this. Now again, take this for granted. We're powering through these bottles, so aeration, oxidation, all that shit occurs.
I'm not kidding you, dude. This tastes the same now as when I got it.
Yeah,
there's really no difference.
I trust you because you're more into the Noah's than I am. This is usually my go-to guy right here.
It's definitely a bottle I wouldn't sleep on, and if you don't own it, grab it because it's a cool bottle that when people come over and they say oh, it's too strong, it's got it's too high proof, or they associate with high proof with no flavor. Yeah, this is the answer to that. It's got higher proof at 116 and it's got massive flavor.
So you said what? You gave it an 8.2, right?
8.3.
An 8.3?
8.3.
I'm going to meet you there. Make it easy.
All right.
I really like it.
8.3 out of 10 right now. The Noah's Mill is in the lead. Mm-hmm. All right. Next is probably, I would say, a bottle that kind of started the channel.
Yeah. This is
the bottle.
Actually, it did start the channel.
It was the first purchase that Mike and I made after we started the channel. Was a bottle of Willet 4-year, 4-year Family Rye, and I got a Jefferson's Rum Reserve.
Yeah, you got the Jeffersons. I bought this guy, and at the time I had no idea about this. Wasn't
Yeah,
didn't know what it was.
Frankly, the dude was really nice and grabbed something out of the back at a store. I'm not gonna say which store it was.
Yeah, he's just like, here, try this.
And
it's better than everything you were looking at. I was like, okay.
This store never does that for anybody. And we just were walking in. He's like, oh, I got some stuff in the back. Want to check it out? And yeah, we were lucky enough to grab a bottle. I think then it was like 60. These go for around 70 now retail.
Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, listen. Retail on this guy,
it's 70 to 150. It's like it bounces depending on. How much
I've seen it lower than that. I've seen it from 55 up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over the place. It really depends. So I'll give you like a little insider trade secret. It just kind of depends on how well you move the rest of the Willet brand. And then that'll determine your allocations of stuff like this. And, if stores are regularly getting this, those stores will generally price it a little bit lower because they get it.
So if you see a store carrying these brands or some of the other ones we mentioned earlier, they're probably going to have this at some point.
Now, I will say, the purple top,
even that might
hard to come by. This one, not that hard to come by.
So in New Jersey, to get a purple top as a retailer, I'm telling, and this is like an insider little secret.
Yep.
On one invoice, you have to have 10 cases of Willet brands. Willet product on one invoice.
Yeah.
So, and then that gets you one bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so enough of that. But if you want to like snip that little part and you can...
No, I mean, I don't mind.
No, I'm saying for them, if you want to fucking save that part, that's for you. But with the family estate bottles, aside from the pot still, the proof always changes and the amount of years it's aged always changes. So there's no like batch numbers or anything like that. It's a lot like how Stag Junior used to be, where your bottle batch is your proof.
Yeah.
So this is a 111 or 111 point.
No, that should
111.6 on the rye. The one we've had a 104 and we've had a 106.
Yep.
So this one is the highest proof rye we've had, and it is 4 years old, so it is relatively younger.
Oh shit! I put these reverse.
It's fine, but the rye's good.
It's
this is a good.
Yeah, it's only 4 proof different, 3.
I love the nose on this, dude. It's actually got some like.
This is the rye that got us into rye.
It's got pepper.
Yeah,
like heavy pepper.
I would say it's like a fresh bell pepper, not really a spicy pepper. It's more of a bell pepper. I was thinking like
peppercorn, like you like season stuff with.
Like black peppercorn?
Like black peppercorn, I'm thinking.
Which I'd even argue black pepper is not too spicy either, so it's more, like that bell pepper, black pepper, fresh, vegetative.
Again, take with what I'm saying with a grain of salt with the nosing, because it's just like a nightmare for me.
Yeah. I always love this bottle. This is the latest release, too.
Oh, no, there it is. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like a fresh vegetative pepper.
I have to plug up this nostril because it's just caked.
Yeah. Mm. Oh, yeah. Now, despite this being...
Whoa, that's good flavor. For
not the highest proof thus far, but the second highest proof thus far.
It's the highest proof rye I've had.
It is the
It's actually clean. It's
clean.
Really not offensive at all.
The easiest drinking out of everything here so far.
But what is that note? It's like thyme and tarragon.
It is. There's a lot of weird spices in this one.
It's not. Now, you normally get dill pickle with a rye, but I don't get dill.
No, I will say this one tends to change over each year. The very first one I had was more reminiscent of baking spices.
A little black licorice.
Easy going. This one's a little more. Again, vegetative.
This is more vegetative, and
thyme,
it's more
rosemary
of like your cooking spices.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
this is my favorite one I've had. This is easily my favorite one I've had.
Yeah,
this is really good.
It's again. This is the rye that got us into ryes. So if you're like on the fence and you haven't had one that you like, don't discount this bottle. If you see it for reasonable price, I will always recommend buying it. It is a solid product.
That's a fun palate on that one,
It's extremely fun palate.
That's a really fun palate. All right, I'm going to go...
I'm warning you now, I'm high on this one.
No, I'm high too. I'm just trying to think like I gave Michter's 10-year a 9.2. Mm-hmm. And that is my favorite rye. But I will argue that the flavor on this actually is better than the Michter's 10.
Fantastic.
And like it's a 6-year difference in aging.
It is.
So it is slightly hotter. I will say that. No matter what, it's going to be a little hotter. I'm going 9.1. I think that's right where it should be.
I was actually going to go 9.2, so you want to just average it to 9.1?
9.15.
We'll keep it. No, we'll just keep it 9.1. Right, Let's keep it 9.1 even.
All right, 9.1 out of 10 on the.
The important thing is it's above a 9. And it deserves to be above a 9.
That's really good, man. That's a really good rye.
Willet absolutely kills it. I should have brought my other one too for comparison because
that would have stretched things out.
I have so many of these ryes, and they're all so good.
I've never really had a bad one. I would say like the 104 might be the one now looking back that maybe had the least amount of flavor.
Yeah.
This is my new favorite one. This is my new favorite one though.
Okay, so that brings us to the purple top. Now, disclaimer, this is an 8-year purple top.
Not the 9-year.
Not the 9-year. However, I recently just did a Whiskey Guild show a couple weeks ago where we had both the 8 and 9. Majority consensus is you really can't. 1 year difference is not nearly enough to really change the product overall.
And for me, having both from an outsider's perspective, the proof is what matters here.
Yes.
With the purple tops, the proof is where you're gonna get your change in flavor.
They're hot. They are heavy.
They're all
hitters.
over 120, I believe.
Yeah.
For the most part.
These are big bodied bourbons.
Big body bands.
Yeah. These hurt a little bit.
So this is 128 too.
You got to put on your big people pants for these ones.
64.1% alcohol. The one we featured on TikTok earlier that I have a review of, that was 123.8.
That might have been the 9-year also though. Too.
That's a 9-year. This is an 8-year at 128.2.
It is. And I remember that because the 9-year for some reason drops in proof and the 8-year raises.
This is also bottle 148 and a 151 in the run too, which is actually very cool. But yeah, so when you're buying a purple top, if you have the opportunity to buy one, we're not gonna name pricing here because it's so far all over the place that there's legitimately no point. So if you really want a purple top, you're gonna have to pay for it. I
will tell you, the lowest legal price. $210 is the lowest legal price you can buy it for because that's only $10 over.
And no one,
cost.
I'm just saying, you'll never see that.
Yeah, you gotta have connections to get that price.
You're only retailers are usually getting like 2 to 4 bottles at a clip. Maybe some people just getting one.
Usually one.
And no one charges MSRP in New Jersey, which is like MSRP means suggested retail price essentially.
Yep.
So the lowest you'll ever see this on the shelf, probably realistically, is $300 or $400.
Yeah,
and you'll see it up at $1,000 at some crazy stores.
You will.
I didn't do that before.
Yes. Hold on.
Do we have pliers?
We might have to cut this. Okay, we got it uncorked.
Yeah, that's uncorked.
That was weird. So much for $300, right? Oh,
and I'll just say,
I forgot where I was going with that.
Pro tip, save your corks.
Yeah.
Especially like universal black ones, because it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
In this bottle. Actually, I might need a little thicker one.
It'll do for now.
Either way. But, all right. So, Willet 8-year single barrel.
Yep.
128.2 proof. These are always my favorite bourbons, man.
I like these.
These are always incredible, so I'm excited to get into this one.
I like these for multiple reasons. It's a solid product, and I love the shade of purple.
And most of the noses here, and you can agree or disagree, it's Dr. Pepper. It smells like burnt Dr. Pepper, dude.
It does.
Almost all of them do.
It does, like that cherry cola vibe.
It's like these massive, massive, dense cherry, like vanilla minerality going on.
Ooh,
they're incredible. The noses on these, all of them, like whether you're getting 123s, a 126, or 128, 124, whatever batch you have, the noses are always phenomenal.
I will say the proof does matter too. It doesn't like 123 versus 128 doesn't sound like a big difference. It makes a difference.
And maybe a little perfume at the back end.
Slightly.
All right. Liquid to lips.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one hits. This is, okay.
Dude, they're so good.
This is what I call a second sipper. You kind of need to get the first one
to
down.
Numb your mouth a little bit.
Numb yourself up, and then you go back.
The second one is where you're really going to find, like, and the first one I was good with. I'm fine with the first one. But, yeah, like, it's so if you go to Angel's Envy for a sampling or in a distillery tour, they literally will tell you with their bourbon, and most people will say this whether they want to or not, you should swish the bourbon around your mouth and really numb up everything.
Yeah.
That way your tongue, you can just taste the flavors in your tongue that you need to be tasting.
That's proper tasting etiquette. Same goes for wine. You know, you sip it, breathe in a little bit to, you know, kind of like get it moving, swish it around, aerate it, and then you go back for another one.
But these are so like, I don't want to call the liquid juice, but it's like a juicy bourbon.
It is.
Like it's such dense, rich flavor going on.
Like that burnt cola, toasted oak, a little bit of toffee,
a little cherry. Like there's so
dark
much
cherry, yeah,
dark cherry. It's all like the fruit tones you're gonna get. Like if you want to go with like a basic palate note, it's all rich, rich dark fruits.
This is another one. In addition to being a second sipper, this is a cigar sipper. If you really want to numb your palate up, smoke a cigar and drink. But
I think the flavor on these are phenomenal. It's big for sure, but
once you get past that, once you get acclimated to it, it's divine.
If you'd like to,
it's a good
throw a little drop of water in there if you really want to aerate it a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I've never really done that before. I kind of want to try that. Just for shits and giggles. Oh fuck! Rip headphone users. Let's give it a try. I've never really opened.
That's a lot of fucking water, buddy. Well, Mike just made Jim Beam.
No, that wasn't as much as it was like. Don't you dare disrespect Willet with Jim Beam's name. Oh my god, the nose.
It's just, dude.
The nose opens up on that.
Yeah, it's just the cherry note you got on the palate is so addicting. It's like there's some bourbons that you can't just put down because it's such an addicting sensation when you drink it.
That's good. All right. I'm not usually one for water in my bourbon. That's good.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, that opens up a lot.
You get the cinnamon notes from this kind of all right, so that's a lot of talking about this one bottle. So let's do this. I like this better than the 123 though. I really do. I think the higher proof. Very rarely will I say the higher proof usually is the better bottle. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go at a 9.6.
Wow.
On this, I fucking think this is phenomenal. I truly think it's the highest we've ever scored anything.
That is really high.
So like I said, that's my score. I think it's.
I was gonna come in at a 9.3.
All right, meet me at a 9.4.
9.4 will do.
9.4 out of 10 on the Willet 8-year 128.2 proof.
Yes.
That being said, that's it.
That's all we got for this episode, boys.
That's all, folks. All right, so the end of every video, if you made it this far, if you watched us say dumb shit and fight through some whiskey, it's just one whiskey we really had to fight through. Please do 3 things. Please like the video immediately. As soon as you see our faces, hit like.
Yes.
Number 2, please comment on the video if we've said anything that you don't agree with, or if you want to correct anything that we've said, or if you just want to say good job. We really appreciate that. It goes a long way. It makes us feel good about ourselves,
It does.
And number 3, the most important thing that you could do, if you do not already, and basically 70% of the people who watch our videos do not do this, please subscribe to the channel. It's not very hard. It's free. Just click the button. It goes a long way. You don't even have to watch the videos if you don't even want to. It's your choice. It's a free country.
It do be free.
I think. Maybe. Who knows? Illuminati. But, all right, everybody, have a great week. Please, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, as I said, drink responsibly. Cheers.
Peace.